Welcome to another episode of the Carry Trainer Higher Line podcast. Welcome to another episode of the Carry Trainer Higher Line podcast. Why Higher Line? Because we're not talking about dumb shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know who you have on here right now, right?
So we've got our friend Talon Sei, which is like sci-fi or thigh.
Yeah. You got it right that time.
Yeah, see, I knew. I mess with people and I pronounce their names incorrectly, and then when it comes time to actually say it correctly, I don't know how to say it, because I've been calling him Talon Sei for like 2 years. Yeah, and
well, in your defense, the first time I met you, you were in my video. Literally, I met you like 15 minutes, and I was like, yeah, get in this video. And I'm like, Mickey from... And I look at your shirt, I'm like, Carry Trainer. You're like, you had to look at my shirt, didn't you? I was like, yep. I left it in the video,
remember.
too.
That's funny. Talon Sei.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Is that audio good?
No, you're good.
Cut.
So we'll recap real quick so the people viewing know what we're going to talk about a little bit. We met on a range. I was doing a class in Denver, PA for our mutual friends, TA Targets, which is actually their property. You have a sizable social media following, YouTube. What are you up to? A couple
YouTube,
100,000?
I'm at up to 217,000 right now. Instagram, I just passed 25,000.
Very cool, very cool. And you, you're up here filming with us because we have our S12 experience this next week.
Exactly.
Sorry, next month in August, end of August, which there's still some spots available for that. And we're doing some promotional videos for those sponsors. But one of the reasons I wanted to do this podcast, the purpose of our podcast is we feel we are passing on information to our listeners that can maybe help them through struggles or challenges in their own life, maybe reach new heights, new goals, new plateaus that they didn't get to before. And while you're a young man, you've done some pretty cool stuff thus far in your life. So tell us a little bit about you.
You want from the beginning, or you want the whole background of YouTube?
You had a big corporate job.
Yeah, that's I think one of the coolest things that we can talk about today. So I just left my corporate job, Fortune 200 company, college degrees.
Fortune 200 means what to people that don't know that?
The Fortune 500 list is very commonly known as, I'm not sure how they rank it. I don't think it's based off of just revenue, but large successful companies basically. So I left this really good job just because I wasn't passionate about it. I've been growing this whole YouTube thing and social media, and I realized that there are so many opportunities out there that you can create on your own. You can monetize anything that you're passionate about through social media. And long story short, that's what I've done. I grew it to what it is now, and this is only my second or third week now doing it full time. So technically, I'm a full-time YouTuber. There's so much that goes into that, and I guess that's what we're going to talk about a lot of today.
That must be nice. You just play on your internet all day, film stuff, get to shoot guns. Must be nice.
That's exactly what we were talking about earlier. So a lot of people, I mean, in your situation too, I get it time and time again. People are like, oh, you're so lucky. Like, people I haven't talked to in years and years are like, oh, you're so lucky. Must be so nice that all you do is post videos on the internet, and there's so much more that goes into it. I kind of explained this in a video when I said that I was leaving my job. Not many people are going to understand my decision for leaving my job to pursue something that I enjoy full-time like this. But if you were there from the start and you saw my process and everything, you understand all of the work and effort that goes into it. I was working 9 to 5, so like 40 hours a week, with at least one weekly upload onto YouTube, and it turned out being like 2 or 3 videos a week, sometimes 4, even weekly videos straight all the way through. And it's a lot of work. It's almost 40 plus hours on top of that already. So, I mean, our kind of businesses, if you want to call what I do a business, they overlap.
Of course it is a business.
It is. It's
You're selling entertainment, you're selling and showcasing products through your media.
It's still kind of weird for me to call it a business because, I mean, it's content creation.
Is this IRS reasoning?
No. But that's another thing that I got to think of. Doing like an LLC and getting official with it. That's got to come down the road sometime. But yeah, there's just so many opportunities out there, and someone in my position now, I mean, I am fairly new at it, but if I were to push out any message, I would just say that there are so many opportunities out there, and I don't mind telling my process to people, like everything that I do from start to finish, because I know that it's not going to take anything away from what I do, because I'll tell people what I do and all of this information.
And they're not going to do shit.
They're not going to do shit. That's exactly it. Like,
I knew you were going to say that.
That's just how it goes.
Yeah.
Like, I could lay out a full process for you of exactly what I've done, and you think it's cool that I get to do what I do, and it is. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but there are not people out there who are going to put in the work to actually make something of it.
Just in the shooting world alone, there's guys like Ben Stager, world champion shooter. Ben created a book, and basically Ben's like, this is what got me to the world championship. Do what I do, apply the same effort, and you'll become a like awesome shooter. Maybe you won't be better than him, but maybe you could be.
Yeah.
It's like right there, and people like I know own the book, and they're like, yeah, I've never read it. Like, I just wish I could get better. Like, you've got the freaking textbook right there that the guy wrote. Like,
it's just like working out too. Like, I know what I need to do to not look disgusting and fat all the time.
You don't look disgusting.
Not that I do, but
don't say that.
You have workout plans. Like, if you're out of shape and you're not happy with the way you look, you know what you need to do.
You got to apply the effort.
You got to eat healthier and work out a little bit. People won't do it though because it's work. And the same thing goes for like businesses and everything that we're doing now. So
it's a big step to be self-reliant and self-responsible, which to me is like as deeply American as one could be. I've got family members, like right now, there's a family member of mine that's talking about leaving their job to come work with Carry Trainer. And people are like, whoa, 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 whoa. And it's like, well, first of all, it's kind of insulting to me. Like I'm like a big gamble, you know? Like Drew and I have been cranking on this stuff for years, and then you start to think like the safety net. Like, you had the corporate job. I remember talking to you months ago, and I was like, freaking leave, man. Like, if you hate it, like, are you making money? Yeah. Like, and then you can't tell me the one reason that you stayed. You had some things that needed to be, and you did it, but
it just got to a point where, like, I mean, we talked about this morning too. It's just, I was doing something that was unfulfilling. It was day in and day out. It's just, I don't know. I mean, I guess it works for some people, but majority of people that I talk to are not happy with a 9-to-5 office job. And I'm not saying this is like a reason to go out and quit your job and pursue your dreams. I mean, you got to put in work before you go out and do something like that. But there are opportunities, and I just know that I don't know.
Nothing happens without applying some effort.
Yeah.
Nobody one day calls and just like, is this Talon Sei?
Sei?
Just kidding. Sei. And you're like, yes, sir. And they're like, hey, can I send you skateboards and guns? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not how it works.
That's on that same topic. That's another thing. Everyone thinks that they're like, oh, you get all of this stuff for free. I don't want to watch you just open free stuff and review it. It is the furthest thing from free to all the time and effort that we put into building what we have. Like,
in reality, a lot of times we're getting the short end of the deal.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. You know? Especially in my case, because I'm still new to this. But like, even, I mean, people who sponsor events and stuff like that, like, you put in all of the effort to get to a point where you have a platform that is better marketing than a traditional newspaper or magazine ad. And a lot of companies, I mean, more and more are starting to understand the value of like social media influencers and people in our position. But there are still a few, and I know you've dealt with them too, who don't understand it. They're like, oh, we'll send you these flashlights and you're going to make a review.
No, I'm not.
Exactly.
No, I'm not going to do that for you.
I got to the point where I don't even respond anymore because they're day in and day out, man. Emails, especially from China. Like, a lot of Chinese-based companies are just blowing me up all the time.
They have groups of people that just parse the internet for folks like us, and like because they know somebody will bite. And it's just like somebody walking around stapling up flyers on street posts. You know, it's eventually they'll do it. And that's interesting. I think part of that's ego, which is something I like to talk about all the time. Like, some of these guys, you're a little bit younger than me, but like when I was first in business, Yellow Pages was still like, some of you kids don't know what Yellow Pages are. It was actually
I think I remember what that
is.
is.
It was a book that you opened to look up telephone numbers. And if you didn't have one, you couldn't find a phone number. You'd pay money to call information. Remember that, Drew? 411?
Oh, yeah.
411.
So like, back when I was younger, like I started in business over 20 years ago, that was like the metric of some level of legitimacy. Do they have a Yellow Page ad? Because that cost money.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it was thousands of dollars to get, like, if you had like in a major phone book a big ad, it was thousands of dollars. So that right there like added some level of legitimacy.
That's like, now, what do your social media pages look like?
Right.
And are you on the first page of Google if I search carry trainer, stuff like that?
So I brought that up because some of these guys were like, well, I've got an ad in Guns and Ammo or Skateboarder Magazine or whatever. Is that even a skateboarding magazine?
Yeah, they're still Skateboard Magazine, Thrasher, and stuff like that.
To a lot of people, that is a measurement of success, or like it quantifies some level of success, because they equate that like, okay, somebody printed that guy's name, put it in a book. But to us younger people,
me younger people,
I act like a young person.
You do.
To younger folks though that don't have that correlation, there's a huge marketplace that's not tapped. So when somebody says like, well, like Vetter Holsters, great people, they are doing awesome. They do a lot of print media, but they also do a lot of other stuff. Like he understands the diversification, but there are many companies that look at like, you just shooting a little video and putting it up, not knowing all the work that went into creating that, maintaining that. Not to mention things like internet costs money, charging batteries for your very expensive camera, lenses, computers, editing software.
Stuff adds up, man.
Yeah.
Really fast.
Beard oil.
Beard oil, an essential, for sure.
You ever try gun lube on your beard?
No. Have you?
No, I don't have the kind of beard you do. I just trimmed yesterday.
I think anyone watching or listening, I think you got to get back to the mustache.
Should we do it on film?
Yeah. Yeah, we should. The first time I met you, you had the mustache. I'm like, dude, that looks good. Not many people can pull that off.
That was
man,
so
I'm telling
dirty.
you.
Drew hates it.
You hate it? I think it looks good, man.
Reminds Drew of some kind of weird porno event he was at years ago.
I'll pull some footage from the archive.
But, so what we were talking about, we went on a ride this morning because tomorrow we're filming out on the range. So we drove out to the range and we were just chatting about some of the things that we wanted to share in this podcast. And it like, the goal, that's what it always comes down to for me. Like, what's your goal? Like, do you want to go work a 9 to 5? Like, there's many people I know that to get a very stable job, working 40 hours a week with a 401k and health benefits, that's a great goal. It's not for me, but some people that feels good and safe to them.
Yeah, security. I mean, that's the one thing about what we do. Like, there's not much security, job security in what we do because it all relies on us.
Well, that to me is as secure as it gets. Because I get out of bed and grind it out.
That's exactly like just in the past 3 weeks now. Like, that's what I love about doing this just right now is because any successes are all on me. Any failures are also on me. So if I see that I'm slipping up somewhere, that failure is on no one else but myself. So it's obviously more motivating. So
we planned this trip months ago.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you, like us, like get bogged down in footage, content that you need to, you've got plans to pump out.
Yeah.
How do you schedule your time? Daily, weekly? Do you just kind of wing it? Do you know? Basically,
if I have a big list of videos that I want to get out, I have a list on my phone right now of different products, guns that I want to do I have a series called Sunday Gun Day on my channel where I just do gun videos, and I basically see how my week's planning out. So like, I know when I go home tomorrow, I'm going to have to film at least 1 or 2 Sunday Gun Day videos to be caught up for the next 2 weeks because I'm going on vacation. So I kind of just squeeze it in when I can. A video like I'm filming today, it's just going to be like a vlog of us doing whatever the hell we're doing. And I just kind of take it like a week at a time, kind of look ahead and just plan out what I have time for.
What happens if, like, so you say, I got to get the vlog out from my trip with Drew and Mick. And then friends come over or family needs help or your car breaks down. how do you deal with that? Do you like stay up late? Do you just say, screw it, I'll do it later?
Yeah, man, like a lot of late nights. The thing is, the way I have like my whole process of filming and editing, I was talking about this with Drew, is that everything is streamlined. So like right here, this is my whole rig. Carry this around, just a Canon 60 Mark II. This is my like vlogging setup. Microphone on here, I'll import this, color grade if I need to, and then I could like, I think I got a flight tomorrow night. I'll probably pump out a full video on the plane and then post it Wednesday morning.
So you just dump that onto your laptop?
Yeah, it's about as streamlined as I can get. So if anything kind of gets in the way, I mean, it's not the end of the world, because like as long as I have the content filmed, I can edit it at any time and post it at any time. So it's kind of a weird dynamic where as long as I plan a little bit ahead of time to get the filming done, I'm pretty much set. So
kind of the question I'm driving at is, how dedicated are you to making the goals or mile markers that you place for yourselves? Like does this stuff, if you're setting this in your schedule, do you hold yourself accountable, or is it just like when it happens, it happens?
Oh no, like I definitely, like a lot of friends and family tell me that I'm too hard on myself. I am pretty hard on myself from time to time. Like late nights, I'll be editing up until midnight, 1 o'clock, and then just like the post-production stuff, actually posting the content. I'm sure Drew and you know that.
Drew would know nothing about editing.
Nothing at all.
Absolutely nothing, right?
But
thousands of hours.
dude, that stuff like that takes time, and I definitely, I don't know, I'm a pretty introverted person.
Says the guy with 4 cameras on him right
Yeah,
now.
I mean, like this is fine with me when I'm around people that I know, I'm comfortable, but in like social environments, man, I would much rather be by myself, and like I thrive by myself. I've lived in apartments for the past 4 years all by myself. Even in college, I was all alone, so I kind of learned to be by myself and be proficient at everything that I'm doing. So my workflow is, I mean, it's kind of scattered all over the place.
But you get it done when you need to get it done.
Yeah.
You make it happen.
Yeah, I'm definitely hard on myself when it comes to stuff like that, so.
Which kind of points back to what you just said. I took the words out of your mouth, not because I'm so smart, just because it's human nature. So people hear that.
Yeah.
Or they're like, oh, Talon, you need to relax. You know, you're too hard on yourself. Says the guy that's working the 9 to 5, that hates his life, that has a gut, that wishes that he could do the thing that's not really a goal, it's just a dream. And you're like, yeah, but I'm actually doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know, just got back from Vegas. I'm up in Chicago now. I'm going to be, where are you going to be next?
I'll be back in Pennsylvania, and then I'm actually going on vacation. So that's where, like, these next 2 weeks, I'm going to be filming a ton of content that I need to do at home in Pennsylvania. And then after that, I'm going to have all of that to edit while I'm on vacation to post while I'm there. But at the same time, I'm still, like, my channel is not just guns. It's a little bit of everything. So I'll be vlogging the whole time I'm there. Probably not daily videos, but, like, if I ever feel... My goal when I started was to post 1 video a week. This was 2.5 years ago now. And I haven't missed that. If I average all of my videos that I posted up until the date, it's like 3.5 per week normally. So like I have never missed an upload. Same thing with, I started a podcast around the same time that you started this, and haven't missed an upload there either. So it's kind of just...
What do you guys talk about in that podcast? I'm sorry.
Dude, it's like dumb shit. Like, that's why I asked. I was like, can we swear? Like, is this PG? Can we swear on this? Or?
When the YouTube version of it, we clean up because YouTube doesn't like the swears, right?
Right, right.
So Drew's like,
So,
every
yeah,
time you
we-
swear, you're costing me time. Is
Okay.
What he just said.
We'll try to keep it to
But I
a
have to
minimum
check
then.
either way, so.
Yeah. Yeah, we talk about just me and my friends from that I've been friends with for a long time. We just rant.
Remember that one time?
Yeah, literally. That's exactly what it is. It's just like stories about high school, and I mean, it's whatever. It's good time.
Here's the thing that I think is so interesting is you touched on it a moment ago. You said, and I want to expand on it, you have found that through social media you can pretty much do whatever you want to do.
Yes. Can't stress that enough.
I'm of the mindset, you can do whatever you want to do. you're using social media as the tool. Like for me, the guns are it's the tool that we use to kind of like put our message into the world.
Yeah.
And you're using social media just to share your life. People like it. You're working on cars, the skateboards, skiing, girls. I always see pictures of like girls in bikinis, and they're like, "I'm at the lake."
Yeah, stuff like that. Boats, man, partying. Like that's how it started, man. Partying, just.
So it's people living vicariously through you. You're basically like Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, exactly like Kim Kardashian.
You're basically like Kim Kardashian.
Minus the butt. I don't have that.
Or the boobs, or
the boobs.
Yeah,
or the good looks, or anything.
Yeah. But that is what is profound to me. So people look at it. You could take anything, the medium of social media, and it could be just something goofy. It could be something serious, but it's how you apply it and to what end you are now making more money than you were in your cushy corporate job.
Yeah, and I mean, it's been that way since January, so that's why I kind of started doing it full time now. There's so many opportunities. I mean, social media is such a huge leverage for any kind of business. Like, as I left my job, some of my coworkers were like, "Oh, give us some advice." And granted, I'm like the youngest person there. Like,
On like social media?
Just no. They were just like, give us a speech, like it's your last day at work, and
Suck it.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. No, but I was like, because I kind of knew my coworkers, not like you don't really know them on a personal level, but I knew that someone liked to paint, and one person was a musician, and I was like, you guys have all of these things that you're passionate about, and there are so many ways, like. In the end, it's not all about making money. I never started YouTube to make money. It just happened to be
Nor did we.
It was just a byproduct of hard work. It just happens. And I said, like, if you're passionate about all of this stuff, like, go at it. Like, what else are you doing after your 9 to 5? You're gonna go home, turn on the TV, drink a beer, like
Burning up your life.
yeah, like the time's so valuable. I never used to wear watches until like a couple months ago when I decided that I was going to go full time, because granted I don't need this. I'm always pulling out my phone and looking at it, but it like time is so important to me now. It's absolutely a reminder. And I know other people wear watches for that reason too, but it's like super important to me now. And I just see so many people wasting it. They're taking their time and not doing anything with it, but there are all these tools out there that you can monetize anything. You're a painter, paint stuff and create an Instagram account. You're a musician, record stuff and put it on SoundCloud. Like people will find you if you put out consistent content, because in the next 3 years there's going to be like 3.5 billion new people on the internet from third world countries who are now coming up and having internet connection.
Wow,
like,
I didn't know that.
I don't think that's an exact statistic, but
it's a lot of people.
It's in the billions for sure. And like this is just the start of the wave. Everyone thinks that it's too late to get on YouTube or to do all of these things with social media, and it's not. It's definitely not too late.
Still back to your point here, and it's interesting to me, like the amount of people that actually take any action. A good metric or explanation would be your Instagram account's got 30 or 40,000 followers. 25,000. You post something, how many people actually like the picture?
Yeah, engagement's huge too.
But it's action though. It's somebody actually doing something, and it's just like, or like how many people view the video. You've got 25,000 people. You put up a video, and maybe 5,000 people watch it. And yeah, you could have deep discussions on that, but I think it's just telling of how most people don't really engage in their life. They get up, they go through the motions. I got to job, and then they come home and try to medicate themselves, as we're going to do later.
I'm down with that.
You're not?
No, I said I'm down with that.
I mean, we're talking about legal medication, guys.
Yeah.
Valium, Vicodin, all that shit.
Jägermeister.
Yeah. I'm joking about the prescription drugs. Jägermeister we did put in the freezer. I always keep that on hand for true full-blown partiers.
Partiers, that's me.
I actually used to drink Jägermeister when I was your age, yeah.
Yeah? You got some Jägermeister stories for the podcast?
Well, I mean, quite frankly, I was like a intuitive young drinker, and I did not my thought was, why drink a bunch of beer to go pee? I'm drinking it for the specific reason of altering my brain chemistry. And that's a fact. When people are like, oh no, I just like the social drink. Like, no, you like the buzz.
Yeah.
So I would go to the bar and I'd get a double or a triple Jaeger.
Ooh, just in a big shot glass?
No, usually a tumbler, and I'd sip on that for like 5 minutes, and you'd feel the heat and the sin wash down your and then you'd have a beer. And so my buddies, to have that same level of medication, because that's what it is.
Yeah.
People don't appreciate that. You're just lying to yourself.
Yep.
They'd be 4 or 5 beers in, and I would just have sipped on this, just like sipping whiskey or something, but I wasn't that refined yet, so I was drinking cough syrup, brown, bloody cough syrup.
I appreciate them all.
That's what Jaeger is.
Oh, it's good.
Brown, bloody cough syrup. It causes my body to flush, and I feel anger when I drink it. Like I'm like,
that's very common. Yeah, that's the whole point. Yeah.
yeah. Anyway. So where were we? We were talking about something specific. Talking about most people don't actually take any initiative. And people want the easy answer. Mm-hmm. Take this pill and you'll look like this smoking hot model. Take this supplement and you'll look like John Napolitano. Napolitano. But that is most folks.
Yeah.
Buy this book on tape or download this Success 2000 for $4.99 and you'll figure out how to make $1 million from home every minute.
And people fall into that. Like, I don't understand. Like, they know damn well that they're not going to do whatever the hell this schmuck from this Instagram ad is telling them to do.
Yeah.
But I mean, whatever gives you motivation to get by, it's not even motivation that people need, it's determination more than anything. You need to be determined to make something out of what you're doing, to change your life for the better. And people just like listen to all this motivational stuff. There might be people right now listening who's like, yeah, this is motivating me to do something. Mm-hmm. But unless like you're going to take what we're saying and actually put it towards something, I mean, it's kind of just goes to the wayside. And
you got to be able to take some criticism too, I think.
In our position?
In any position, but if you're going to put stuff out, if we're talking about what we do, if you put stuff out to the world, talking with Drew's father yesterday, and Drew's dad was commenting on how far we've come with some of the social media stuff in a few years, and it was like, if you look at anybody in social media, you have like, in anything, successes and failures. And I think most people, they get kicked in the crotch 1 or 2 times and they're like, that doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that again. Where we're like, that didn't work, next. That didn't work. And I think a lot of people might be listening to this, what you're talking about as motivation. Well, you said if I just try hard, your stuff might just suck.
Yeah.
And that's not a happy thought, but like if I started like Mickey's blues band and it was me and my guitar, I can strum a few chords, I can sing a little bit. There ain't no Grammys coming. There's no gold records in my future.
I was talking about this on my podcast last week, and when you're getting criticism, I think a lot of it on the internet is garbage. Like people just bad reflection of themselves going on the internet and no constructive criticism. However, when there is something that you get on a post or an email, whatever it is, if you actually take offense to something, that's when I think you actually need to take a step back and like assess, like, okay, maybe this person's right. Like maybe I should change this about what I do or whatever it may be.
So you, the person receiving that negative feedback, are having an emotional response like, how dare you say I'm not the greatest beard grower in the world or whatever.
Because like obviously, I mean, everyone gets hate on the internet, especially as followings keep growing, and there is just like blind hate sometimes that just gets spewed everywhere, and I'm just like, okay, whatever, I'll just block you. I don't need to see the negativity. But every once in a while, I'll get a comment where even if it is super negative, if it like strikes a bone with me and I'm like, you know what, he's kind of right about whatever it may be, then
May I have an example?
It's hard to think of an example. Maybe
Awkward moments.
I'm just trying to get an idea. Like
maybe like
the reason I ask,
I
have a good friend of mine that told me the other day, he's like, I was talking to so-and-so, do you know him? And I'm like sometimes in the social media world, like if you're, to those of you that are listening to this, because some of you check this podcast out that are not big into like Facebook or Instagram, there's a whole community of people that are basically real friends that have never met that communicate virtually. You know, there's people that I like you.
That's a lot of my friends
I
now.
see you a few times a year, but it's like, hey man, what's up? Like you walk in my garage, it's like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Because you talk, you face chat, you know, all that stuff. Anyway, he's like, asked me, and I'm like, I don't know who that is. And he's like, well, he hates you. And I'm like, well, thanks for, letting me know about that. And then he's like, there's actually a lot of people that think you're a dick. And I'm like, oh. And so he goes on, and now I'm thinking about, okay, well, who are these people? Well, they're instructors that are having a hard time getting traction. So they're probably like, well, why is he? And I get that. So that's like some jealousy. But then I started thinking about it. Yeah, to your point, I started analyzing, like maybe there are some ways I can change how I communicate. Mm-hmm. Some people, like myself, if I communicated to me, or if you communicated to me as I communicate sometimes, I'd be like, shut up.
Yeah.
And so like it got me to act. I'm agreeing with your point. Like, okay, sometimes that feedback, it's not wrong. It's not just some I think that's kind of like an adult way of looking at it.
Yeah, and when it comes to that situation, like when it's competition, like hating you, obviously a lot of times that's just kind of like blind hate or critiques that are kind of out of left field. But if you take that and still improve upon it, it's a win-win for you.
Yeah, you're just building yourself into a stronger version.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I talk about goals constantly. Like I want to be a better shooter doesn't mean anything to me. Mm-hmm. I want to be faster on the draw doesn't mean anything to me. Like how fast? What's the target size? What's the target distance? So like what's the goal? What's the goal for you? Like I know that you have to like have some like super defined, but like where are you trying to go with all this stuff?
It sounds bad to say this, but I'm taking it like slowly. So every year I set a goal for myself. So after the new year is when I start setting goals. So
you guys hearing this? This is important.
This year I set a goal for a specific view count, subscriber count, and like a collaboration goal. Like this is technically a collaboration. So those were just like number wise. Mm-hmm. But after I left my job, my main thought was I want to see where this goes for a year. Like grind it out nonstop.
Give it a real effort.
Exactly. So like I can focus all of my time and effort into this for this entire year until next summer. And regardless if I sink or swim, like it's all on me. I have enough money saved up from my previous job where I can kind of like...
Must be nice.
Yeah, must be nice working 9 to 5, exactly. So that's like my short-term goal, basically. I want to just see where it goes in a year, and then from there, just kind of grow and keep expanding. YouTube, transitioning out from YouTube into other things is kind of hard, especially doing what I do.
Like Instagram you're talking about?
No, transitioning, like say like your channel blows up and you get really big, like some bigger people now, some big YouTubers are getting into TV and more traditional media, whereas like this is like new media. I don't really know where I see myself in 5 years in that aspect, but that's kind of why all my goals are shorter than what a traditional person would think. Like
that's
a 5-year
funny
goal.
that you say that, because I had like somebody the other day is like, did you hear so-and-so's got a TV show? I have no way to watch the show. Like it's on like it's on like, I don't want to name the network because I'm not trying to be insulting, but it's like some network that like you got to like have like cable from Washington State and but it was a network you'd all know the name of, but like big deal. Like you have 5 million people watching your stuff. Like that's more than like broadcast TV stars.
Seriously. Like when you compare numbers like that, it gets crazy because like my views in the past 28 days is more than a lot of TV stations for sure.
Right. That's my point. Like, so like, oh, I'm aspiring. Right now you're just doing this little like kid thing, but like maybe you're going to be on Fox or...
And like that's not even something that I would even be interested in as of right now. Mm-hmm. Like I said, that like social media is just starting now. Everyone thinks like you missed the train if you're trying to get into it, but there's so much opportunity and it's only going to keep growing. So as of right now, like I'm still having these like short goals to just kind of see, like assess myself, see if I need to change anything. But until then, until I get to like a point where I really need to make a change, I'm just going to kind of keep setting these short-term goals.
So let's go back to your long-term goal. I want to fixate on this because this is the stuff that people can actually learn something. So January, you make this year goal. One of the goals is, I'll just pick an easy one for us to talk about. You want a growth number. You want 1 million followers, whatever it was you decided to. So I'm assuming you're not just waiting till December 31st to look back and be like, did I make it?
Oh, so I'm checking every day. It's a bad habit.
So as you're checking, what are you doing if you're not getting the results you want? Do you have, so I call these actionable plans. Like you've got a goal, but I got to have some actionable plan. So a plan I can apply action to fix or adjust or augment.
So I've been on track, let's just say like a subscriber goal. My subscriber goal for January of this year was 300,000 subscribers. And right now I'm on track. I wasn't slipping, like I wasn't afraid that I wasn't gonna make that goal. And at the time that I set that goal, it was pretty lofty. Like the channel is growing pretty exponentially right now. But I mean, I didn't need to quit my job. It was just something that happened, and that is something that is gonna push me towards that goal. So if I'm getting closer to January and I'm not quite at that goal, I'm not gonna like kill myself over it. It's not a huge deal. I might try to push out more content or just like tweak things to make it a little bit better, but I'm doing that on my own anyway.
But what I want to drive at is you're not just setting a goal and then seeing if it happens. You're applying all kinds of effort to create the result that's desired.
Every time I post a new video, that's another thing that's pushing me towards that goal. So it is a analytical side of things, but I mean everything I do, literally every post that I make on any social media, it's just another step towards finding new people who are going to consume the content that I create.
Consume.
You're
like a comic book villain. They must consume my content. Right?
I think I'd make a good villain.
Yeah. I was just thinking, total sidetrack, if we had a Confederate uniform and a Union uniform, like with your beard, and I could shave in the crazy mustache, we could play like Union and Confederate soldiers and have like a little makeshift battle.
What are you, the Yankee? With that accent.
With mine?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm straight up northerner though, bro.
All right.
I mean, I could probably do it. I do declare I will kill your ass. but
you got some old guns in here? We can take those too.
I don't know if the World War II era guns.
What is that? M1 Garand?
Yeah. That one saw time in Korea and World War II.
Nice.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I did a video on the BM-59.
Oh, that's awesome. I remember that. I saw that a couple months back.
They took those receivers and put them... they're still issuing those?
Where?
In the Italian Navy. Yeah.
Did not know that. What round does that fire?
7.62 by 59.
Okay.
Is that what it is? The
308.
Yeah, it's the 308,
okay.
yeah.
7.62 by 5.1.
5.1, that's what it is.
308.
Sweet gun though, man. Like, action is super smooth, and they're repurposed stocks.
It's got a reciprocating bolt on it, right?
It's
kind of works like that, where the bolt's going.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Interesting. Big picture stuff, though, I think is like people sometimes forget. They look at this stuff. I think folks sometimes want to watch because it's entertaining, but in reality, like no matter what we watch, in my opinion, even watching Superman, while it's like a fake thing, we all fantasize. Wouldn't it be cool to be Superman?
Yeah.
Right? So like people watch this stuff, and I personally think most people are trying to glean information, but they haven't yet like got that spark to go.
Yeah. Which
to me is not giving a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, that's a bad idea. Yeah, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Like that's
I'm the type of person too who I take everything with a grain of salt. Not that I'm like I don't trust people or anything, but like people always say, don't believe everything you hear on the internet. And I use that in everything that I hear. Like training courses, like we were talking about. I go to your course and I'm picking up stuff that you teach, and then say I go to a different instructor who is a very military-oriented background, teaching super tactical training stuff that I can't really relate to, but I'll still be able to pull information from that, whether it's different techniques on how to release a magazine or just different, I mean, you know how it goes. So But I use that in pretty much everything. It's not that I don't trust people, but you need to take what you consuming stuff. Take what you consume, podcasts and TV and YouTube videos, and apply it to yourself. Don't just take what one person says as law, because that's obviously not how it goes. Everyone's different, own personal tastes and preferences.
Your family is on board with what you're doing?
Yeah, most of my family are on board with everything. My mom was a huge supporter. Then the thing is, like, my family, they don't really understand it. I mean, social media as a job, it seems crazy, but they just, over time, like, I kind of explain, like, how you make money and all these different things that you have going for you, and then basically they trust what I do. I mean, I grew into what I did, what I'm at right now in 2 years, so they're behind me for the most part.
Takeaways for me: not giving having a goal, being willing to apply effort to the goal, being willing to change course if your present course is not taking you to the goal. These are my interpretations of what you're saying. Holding yourself accountable, I heard.
That's a big one.
And giving a real try. I think a lot of times, like, somebody could hear what you just said about, like, trying for a year as like a, what's a good way of putting it? Like having a second plan B in case the first one doesn't work. Having a backup plan. To me, backup plans are like loser plans.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you didn't say that. You didn't say, like, I'm gonna just try it and see what happens, and I can always go back to my other job. You said, I'm gonna give it.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Even when I had my full-time job, it was, I'm doing this one video a week, and this was, like I said, 2.5 years ago. No matter what it is, I'll pump it out, and I still haven't strayed from that. So it's you got to hold yourself accountable for what you're doing.
And that's the only way. I'm wanting to make sure that we're getting this point across to people, because that's the only way to achieve anything. And I want to run a marathon, but I'm only willing to practice like quarter-mile jogs once a month. Like, that's not going to really work for you. Like, you have to apply the action where it's needed.
Exactly.
The last thing that I want to touch on is like how we dovetail together. So I remember when we were starting to ramp up for the first S12, somebody posted.
I remember.
They're like, Talon, like, what the hell's he doing as part of that? And it was like, well, why would or why should everybody that's like involved in society, why should we all be like the same background and same genre? Like, if the thought process of what we're doing is to pass on this information to people that need to hear it, because that's the point from our perspective. It's people, this information can save people's lives or make their life better. Like, you've got an audience of people that maybe don't have access to some of the people that we have, and like vice versa. Like, I listen to that sometimes, and back to what you said a minute ago about sometimes stuff on the internet, people letting what's inside of them out, problems they have with themselves. But I'm looking forward to this next one. You've done a lot more shooting and growing.
Yep.
You've done some more training. Tomorrow we're going to shoot a bunch of different guns. We've got Supervel's new all copper bullets, which are like
Conveniently wearing the shirt.
It's very convenient.
Yep.
That actually wasn't planned either.
It wasn't. I actually really like this shirt.
It's a good shirt.
It's a good shirt.
He's got some good shirts.
Yeah, the design on them too.
Yeah, which
Very
one?
cool.
That's the one with the devil, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Supervel nitro-powered ammunition. We'll have to spin you around and have Drew get a...
Check that out.
There you go.
Yeah. Nitro.
Super soft though.
Yeah, they're good shirts. Same shirts that my shirts are made out of.
Are they?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going to shoot that. We're supposed to have gel blocks show up, 5 gel blocks to do ballistic tests. If they don't show up today, before we head to the range tomorrow, we're going to go to the grocery store and buy a bunch of vegetables and fruit to blow up.
It's going to be messy.
It will. We'll clean it up. I'll bring a drop cloth out there and just roll it up. We're going to do that. This is one of the items that I want to do a little work with you, because you've got a large viewership of people that live in urban settings, have guns, may have children. This is a super cool product. This is the Gun Box. These guys made this tool. Have you seen one of these yet?
Biometric?
Yeah. Well, it's got all kinds of. So feel that it's not some flimsy thing.
Yeah.
It's
Feels
steel. Now this is not meant to be like burglar proof.
It's got USB ports on it.
Yeah, it's not a piece of junk. They're not like freebies. So there's it's a battery in here. You can plug it in and you can leave it plugged in. So 3 forms of opening. So it turns on, pops open.
Oh, hydraulic hinges,
rams. So you saw that. You could like have that in your wallet. Open like that.
Very
Or
cool.
wear one of these on like a keychain or your bracelet or necklace or something, and same thing. Just a little wave. There we go. You gotta wait till the blue light's on,
Gotcha.
and then you wave it. I went too quickly. There we go. So there's people that like have seen this, and this is basically meant for the side of the bed, nice neoprene. They make one of these that stands this tall, and it basically opens up like this. You could have 2 long guns in
Like
it.
a clamshell?
Yeah, it would just sit like in the corner per se, and this sucker, it looks like a tall speaker basically,
Yeah.
and you'd have an AR in there. So we did a little video on this, and I want to do some stuff on the range with this tomorrow.
Okay.
But the point is, you got some screw holes in here, so you could affix this. You could affix this to the wall. You could put mounts in here, so this was like on the wall, or screwed to a table. It's to keep unauthorized people, kids, house guests from accessing the gun, but still having it in a way that you can get to it if you need to. But people, I think you did something with something like this recently.
I did a video on my safe.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty much it though. Just a safe that I have, full gun safe though, like 56 long gun or something like that.
Okay. This is an S12 sponsor, which is part of the reasons I want to do this. Oh, also the keypad. So they gave you like
4.
4 options to open the thing.
Is the company called the Gun Box?
This product is the Gun Box. The actual company that manufactures it is the Gun Box LLC, but they're owned by a parent company that does other stuff as well. And it does so you can plug it in because there's firmware updates and stuff. It's not like just a basic safe.
Then the USBs you could like charge your phone with. I'm assuming this is meant to sit on your nightstand,
yes.
basically.
There's an audible alarm on there if somebody tampers with this.
Okay.
And I don't know if this version does it, but the newest version, it might be this one. If I'm at work and this thing starts vibrating, somebody tries to monkey with it,
Send you notification.
I'll get a text on my phone that says somebody's monkeying with the Gun Box.
Awesome.
Which, pretty cool, And you don't even need one of these. I only have my right finger. That's pretty cool how easy that works.
Yeah. I like how it's not loose foam either. I see other boxes
just
like this with loose foam, and this is all affixed and everything, so that's nice.
You could use this for, not to be creepy, but cell phone. Not that that's creepy, but like, people lock all kinds of
Any
stuff
kind of
up,
valuable,
jewelry, whatever.
Passports.
So we'll screw around with this a little bit on the range tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll have to get one of these shipped out to you. But for me, like, guys say to me, like, oh, that's so stupid. It's so much faster to have your gun sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're a single guy. Perfect. If somebody's got a 3-year-old kid, it's constant that people are picking guns up and getting shot by children. So it's not as good as the gun just being on your hip, but it's a nice option.
Yeah.
So we'll do some stuff with that. We're going to do some stuff with the Neo Mag there.
Yeah.
That one's actually for you.
These are pretty neat too. Roger from QBO Tactical has been using these and doing a lot of like dry fire drills and stuff. And for where the mag sits, I've seen people get pretty damn quick with them too.
I've done some. I didn't have a lot of time in it. I've got a couple videos up, and it's that's a full Glock 17 mag in your Vertex official pants. Another S12 sponsor.
Another sponsor. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't see that at all.
No. It would actually go on my left side though.
But you're just showing the camera.
Yeah.
It looks like a pocket knife or something like that.
And then it's a magnet, obviously. So
Yep. And they make several different sizes of magnets. Like if you have like a full metal magazine, like a
CZ
magazine. Yeah. It's going to grab a little better than the Glock mag, but you can feel that's pretty strong.
Yeah, that's on there. Even to get it out of your pocket.
Yeah, that clip is serious business.
Yeah, which it almost needs to be.
Yeah.
So.
It's not a cheap product. Made in America by hand. It's funny. Somebody the other day, I did a post on this, and they're like, "That's stupid. I could just build one of those." All right, head out, engineer all those little parts, machine them. You know, get the magnets and all that stuff, and make it happen.
But you know what? They're not going to do it.
They're not going to do it.
They're not going to do it.
Right, and not to mention this guy paid to patent this and go through all the process of creating it. But I want to do some stuff with this. That one's yours to keep. Oh no,
Okay,
that one's
this one.
yours.
Yeah. Thank you.
I want to make sure that we cover some of that stuff, and then we're gonna run some of these buttes. We've got pink, but there's a bunch of colors.
I like the pink.
You know what? She first sent me some of those. That's from Yeagerman Products. It's an all polymer mag. This company's known for the automotive industry. They make parts for the big 3 automakers. She wanted to send me some. She being the marketing gal from this division, she said, "What color?" I go, "Send me pink," because I know nobody's gonna walk off with them, you know. And not to mention it's easy to show. People see what's what, but they're super durable. They're you see it. The build quality on them is really nice. So
have you ran over one of these with your truck?
No.
It might be a little different than a rifle case.
Yeah, I don't want to waste them. I mean, that's the other funny thing when people try to like abuse stuff like that. Like, dudes, we're not storming Omaha Beach.
Yeah.
I live in suburbia. You know,
Exactly.
I live in suburbia. I don't need my gear to do the same thing that high level military operatives do.
The only thing I need a mag to do is be able to drop it on the ground, fully loaded, and not break.
Yeah, don't break and function. Feed the rounds through
Exactly.
it. Yeah, and those have been good, but we'll take some of those out to the range tomorrow. That said, I'm excited that you came.
Yeah, man.
I'm super excited that you have continued to grow. You applied the effort. You didn't puss out. And despite all of those thousands of comments that are like, "You suck," you're like,
I'm sure I got some on my phone right now. It's been going off this whole time.
And we'll be back shortly. We're going to get a razor. I only shaved my beard in the nude, so we will get a smock.
Full nude?
And you're going to shave.
Oh, I thought you were going to get nude. Okay, never mind.
I will be nude with the smock.
Okay.
It's just weird. I want to be, even when I go to the barber shop, I got to take my pants off.
Okay.
It's a weird thing. Drew's like, how do people find you?
You can find me on YouTube, youtube.com/Talon Sei, Talon, TALON SEI. TalonSei.com is my logo. You'll see that on everything. Instagram, Talon_SEI. I put my logo on everything.
It is literally on everything.
I made this logo back in 2010.
Did you really?
Yeah, in college.
I'm gonna start finding this shit around my house while you're here.
I'm gonna. If I had some stickers, I'd be
don't
slapping
have
them on
one?
your wall. No, not with me. Yeah, Talon Sei on pretty much everything. Not too hard to find.
You actually had a dude tattoo that on him.
Yeah, man. One of my patrons, one of my subscribers down in Miami, we were talking in this group chat that I have with everyone, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, who has a Talon Sei tattoo?" And no, everyone's like, "Nah, I'm gonna do it though. I'm gonna do it." And I was like, "Please don't do that. Like, I don't recommend it. If you do it, okay." And then next thing you know, next day I get a like fresh, like still sitting in the chair, and I was like, "Dude, I can't believe you did that." Super cool dude though. I mean, I met him. His name's Chris. He came out to like one of my parties that I had in Miami. So
that's almost too much. Like now you probably feel like you owe him.
Yeah,
like you got to call him from time to time, send messages.
I hooked him up with some gear and stuff like that. Yeah, he is a cool dude though. I mean,
I'm sure.
I'm just glad I was able to meet him. So
what's his name?
Chris.
Chris.
Yeah, Chris from Miami.
Crazy Chris from Miami.
Very cool.
I don't think I've ever will see anybody with that tattooed on.
Dude, you'd be surprised.
Tattoo it on your butt cheek while you're in town here?
You're paying for it.
I would drop that money right now.
I shouldn't have said that. No, I'm not doing that.
I could even try it old school with like.
I'll get your logo if you get mine.
That'd actually be a fair trade. Where do we got to do it? Like
know.
Go like
Like Mike
style?
Tyson, carry trainer around my eyeball. Dude.
No, we're not doing it.
No.
I'm looking forward to another day and a half of fun. S12 is in
Nashville.
Nashville this year, August 24th, 25th, 26th.
Yep.
We've got medical training. We've got training on rifle, training on pistol. Most of the instructors are former special operations soldiers, and then me, which that's more for comic relief.
It is a good stand-up show for sure.
We're going to have fun.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful mansion out on 450 acres. Everybody's going to stay together, eat together, party together, train together for 3 days. So if you guys are interested, go to carrytrainer.com. This dude's going to be there. Drew's going to be there. Z Durham's going to be there. The guys from D-Day Response Group are going to be there. The guys from Colonel Blades are going to be there. John Napolitano, John Knapp's going to be there, and others. It's going to be awesome. Pastor Payne will probably be back out. He actually just texted me.
Nice.
He's a good dude.
He is, man. It was good meeting him last time.
Yeah. So check it out. Thanks for tuning in. If you guys have not been following him, cool cars, cool skateboards, cool guns, and dudes that tattoo his logo on.
Partying, man.
The
S12 party is a good party. We had some crazy stuff go on at the last one.
We did! A freaking kid danced on the table in front of everybody.
That's on my channel, so if you
we
search
had
S12,
a neighbor.
Talon's channel.
Yeah, we didn't post it. We had a neighborhood. Well, this event, we have two sponsors that are deeply religious men that are going to be staying at the event, and I've already forewarned them not to lose their shit.
Yeah.
I mean, we're safe. There's no guns involved or anything like that. Just bows and arrows and tomahawks.
Stun guns.
Yeah, exactly. There was some of that.
There was some of that last.
All right. Carrytrainer.com to sign up. Talon Sei.
Sei. S-E-I.
S-E-I. Be well. Higher Line Podcast. Thank you very much. Tune in out. Visit our website, carrytrainer.com, for information about classes held throughout the U.S., Carry Trainer apparel, and upcoming projects. You can also email us at training@carrytrainer.com for information about setting up your own private course or speaking engagement. Training@carrytrainer.com or carrytrainer.com.